Palium ore is probably the rarest resource in the game, as everybody wants to get their hands on it as quick as possible to upgrade their tools, make them the highest level possible to make farming, hunting, fishing so much more efficient. It can be extremely difficult to find if you don't know what to do, while in this video I'm gonna show you the location of every single Palium ore as well as so much more, so let's get right to it. Before you can start mining Palium, you definitely want to make sure you meet the requirements for it, as you're going to need a mining level of 6 or higher. When you hover over your level, you can also see which NPC will help you to unlock the higher level blueprints. In this case, we're going to have to visit Hodari to get our hands on a higher level pickaxe. Recipe standard pick will allow you to mine iron ore, while you're going to need the fine pickaxe for Palium ore. He also sells the recipe to craft Palium Bars, for which of course you're going to need the 5 Palium ores each. Okay, so now that you're set to farm Palium ore, it's time to travel to the area where you can find the nodes, which is not in the starter zone. Except you want to travel to the eastern part of the map where you can find the Bahari Bay portal, or use one of the quick travels anywhere on the island. On the map you want to select Bahari Bay Central Stables, and this will bring you to Bahari. I've already found a couple guides on the internet where people try to explain where the Palium ores spawn from their own experiences. While these videos are way too long, difficult to understand, and barely cover all the possible different spawn locations for Palium ore, so you're probably gonna miss out on many resources. Instead, I'm gonna make your lives so much easier by sharing a link in the description to a website where you will find an interactive map for Palia. Now you can basically choose between the two areas which are currently available. You're going to click Bahari Bay, and voila, there we have it. This one is exactly the same as we have in-game, while it's so much easier to see what's going on. Right here, what you're going to do is simply click on the mining tab and then enable the Palium ore layer. So right now we can see every single spawn area for the rare resource. Now you're probably thinking, sweet, this is everything I need. Now I'm gonna just click away the video and continue with the farm. But please allow me to save you even more time by sharing where you will probably lose a lot of time farming for Palium, as many people currently online are already aware of this tool. If we quickly disable the layer, you can see that right here we have the pebble mines as well as the flooded fortress. This is a place filled with people. So this is a place where you will most likely not find much, as it's overcrowded and also very close to multiple quick travels. So people are constantly using these 3 portals to get to the mines as well as the flooded fortress. Same counts for this one right here, a little bit south of the Proudhorn Pass, as it's very close to the fast travel of the central stables. So from the stables itself, you're basically climbing up the hill right here, which is probably the fastest way to get there. And ooh, it does seem like we are lucky this time, so we can start gathering the resources. But if you look to your sides and look a little bit down, this is where you will find multiple Palium ores, or nodes basically. So we just broke the first one. We only got our hands on 1 Palium ore. We're gonna walk a little bit downhill to gather the second one. So there we go. That's 2 ore this time. And there we have 2 more nodes. Both are stone, which can sometimes also be a Palium ore. Another way to enter this farming spot without having to climb is to basically walk from the east. Walk inside the cave and then just walk straight ahead and stand right here, as this is a place where you will have a geyser. You will start hearing some sounds, and this one will easily bring you upstairs so you can quickly start mining. Sometimes there will be a slight delay, but there we go. We are up in the farming spot. The next area you want to check out is the thicket, and wow, seems like we are extremely lucky because there is another Palium ore right here. I'm going to show you exactly what the area looks like on the map in a second, but this is the specific location where one of them spawns. The other spot would be right here. So this was our previous zone. We basically walked towards this area. People are always fishing around these parts, and that's probably because they're waiting for the nodes to respawn, but I personally think this is not an interesting spot to walk to, as it's in the very northeast of the map, and yeah, it doesn't have many different spawns. Next up, we have this little place underneath the waterfall. On the interactive map, it's basically in the northwestern part of the area. So basically inside the cave, just off the pond. So different nodes can spawn inside instead of these stone nodes. In this case, what you can do is break the stones, revisit the place later on after like 15 to 30 minutes, hope for Palium ore to spawn instead. While you want to keep in mind that other people can run away with the treasure as well if you are too late at the respawn. Of course, I still recommend you to do this, as then you will have a chance of people quicker leaving this farming route, as they might be satisfied already with the treasure they got their hands on. If you have a feeling that not many people are active in the area you're farming, it might still be interesting to check out the flooded fortress, as this place is filled with possible spawn areas. The first one is in the northwestern part of this zone, literally at this exact spot. If we turn around, you will find the entrance from the northern part of this zone, but this is basically where you can find a couple nodes at the very side of this ridge, let's say. And yeah, if you want to go to the secondary area filled with spawns, you basically want to stand on this spot and use your glider to get there. You can also find some bright shrooms right here, which are totally worth getting your hands on. Anyways, what we're going to do right now is use our climbing skills to get all the way up on this hill. Seems like we are pretty lucky, as once again we found a couple Palium ores. So this is basically the southern part of the flooded fortress. So this one right here gave us 1 Palium ore, nothing too fancy, but we've got a couple more right here if you jump down with your glider. So pretty lucky this time, 3 nodes at this specific spot. And right here we got 2 more. On the interactive map, this is basically what it looks like. So the southern part has plenty of different places where they can spawn. As you can see right there, someone was already on their way to the Palium ores, but he already missed them. But the chance is pretty high he already got his hands on the one right here. Oh boy, he actually missed it. GG. So this is what the Palium ore looks like at the very entrance of this cave system. So this is what it looks like. From the flooded forest, it will be the easiest to spot it, while of course you can also find it when you're exiting this cave. But when you run inside, this is where you can find pretty interesting fishing spots. But if we jump back a little bit, we basically want to look at this little lantern. Then we're gonna climb up the hill, because this is where you can find another spawn. Right now it's a rock, but I assure you sometimes this can also be Palium ore. And that is basically it for the cave spawns. Only 2 of them in total, so nothing too fancy. Definitely not worth camping for, while right now we're gonna check probably the most interesting spot where you can find it almost all the time. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, just like my extreme money farming guide, which allows you to get over 15,000 gold per hour, this place might get a little bit overcrowded over time. So you definitely want to check it out as quick as possible, upgrade your tools before you are too late. But this is the place you want to focus on. On the map, this is what it looks like. So right here we have plenty of different nodes, as well as a couple of them in the south. So if we jump down right here, the way up is pretty much the same. You just want to stand on the geyser. So there you go. While right now, of course, we want to get our hands on all the ores. You definitely want to check out every nook and cranny. So this could already be a place where you can find Palium, as right now it's the regular rock. But we're just going to continue our way towards the northeast, let's say. And oh, it seems like we are a little bit too late, because we just crossed another player. Anyways, if you're standing in front of the mine right here, this is also where you can find some nodes. Always double check if you can find some more treasure. Right now we're going to fly towards the cave system right here. The 2 ore nodes which I just broke are possible Palium ore spawns. So you definitely want to revisit this place every now and then as well to break them. So this is the one inside the cave, while these 2 are basically at the entrance. Then there is one more little cave system which I totally recommend you to check out every now and then, as people barely ever visit this one. And there we go, we once again found some Palium ore inside. So this is basically what the cave system looks like. If you exit it, there is some coral inside. Very close to a quick travel, the Hideaway Bluffs, which makes it awesome, as you can then quickly go to the flooded forest with the mine, where you can find plenty more Palium ore. Quick tip, if you want to go to a certain location, just click the middle mouse button, as this will place a pin on the location where you want to travel to. So right now we see that the Thorny Thicket is exactly 350 meters away from us. So here we are once again at the little cave system. I don't think I see something inside, so let's double check. We've got 2 regular rocks. A fortunate business. I also attempted to quit the game, then relog with the hopes of manipulating the spawn of the Palium Ore, or simply get placed in a different world layer. So that means you're getting placed at the exact same spot where you logged out, but another instance with other people and other spawns. This can do wonders. I'm not saying it works all the time, but as you can see right here, a Palium node actually popped up. So relogging literally took only seconds, while it can save you a lot of time in the long run if you get lucky with, of course, these node respawns. When I turn around, I even saw a second node popping up right in front of me, so definitely worth giving a shot. Alright, so here we are. If I open up my inventory, you can see that we have 17 Palium ore, so that means we have 3 bars at least. If I throw it in a smelter, you can see that it takes 12 minutes to process. Pretty long time, while you don't need a lot of them, only 2 per item. One final tip, I don't recommend you to use them on exquisite bows just yet, as they simply don't increase your damage output. Instead, focus on higher level projectiles, as these do. During my insane money farming method for Palia, which makes you over 15,000 gold per hour, I cover this a little bit more. You definitely want to check it out in the top right of the screen if you want to unlock maximum slots for your backpack and better blueprints in no time. Anyways, that's everything you need to know to get your hands on Palium ores and of course also other rare resources as quick as possible. If you found this video helpful, be sure to leave a like as it helps out the channel big time. Very much appreciated. And yeah, if you want to stay in the loop with future guides for Palia, don't hesitate to subscribe. It's entirely free and a lot more useful guides are coming your way. I'd also love to hear how much Palium ore you were able to get your hands on with this method. Definitely be sure to share it in the comments down below, or of course if you have suggestions for future videos. Right now though, it is 4 AM out. I want to wish you an awesome day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.